Welcome to a short demo on how to paint a glowing effect, in this case around this little flame that's painted here. Painting glowing effect is really quite easy to do. There are a number of different ways to do it, but I'm going to show you a way that I think is relatively easy. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a new layer above my flame layer, and I'll move this out so you can see it a little bit. So here's my new layer. I'm going to go oval selection tool, and I'm going to start at the top and drag a big oval on here. Now it doesn't really matter where it is initially because I can move it around a little bit to position it like I want. And in this case I'm going to fill it with a darker purple color, which will be kind of a nice transition into the background. So I'll pick the paint bucket tool, make sure that it's set to current color, and fill that. Now that doesn't look like it's done very much at this point, so I'm going to change the composite method to screen. And now you can see it has lightened the area around the candle. This is a good start for a basic glow. What I'm going to do is deselect that. So select none. And on this same layer, this glow layer, I'm going to blur this. Focus, soften. I'm going to put a great big amount on there with the preview active. Click OK, and I may do that a second time. This is personal choice. I can do whatever I want. Another 100 pixels. You can see before and after. And I click OK. I'm going to lower the opacity just a bit. So this is how it's going to start to work. Initially I'll have it about that size, and I may even want it a little bigger. So I'll edit, free transform. I'll scale it bigger, move it back over the candle flame, and click Enter. I'm going to duplicate this layer, or I create a new one. I'll go ahead and create a new layer. I will again draw an oval marquee around my candle flame on the new layer. Now I'll start filling that with a little more candlelight color, pretty high saturation. Use the paint bucket tool, deselect that, and in effects, soften. 100's pretty good. Now let's change this one to screen. And you can see with each one of these, I start to get a little more glow. It's a little hard edge in between here, so I'm going to go ahead and soften this one again, and I'll let it go for the whole 100. Now you can see I've got a little stronger glow. I might lower the opacity on the background one just a little bit more, and I'll create a new layer. Same thing again, oval selection, quite a bit smaller this time. This will go over the main flame itself, and in this case a bright yellow orange color. Paint bucket tool, fill that, deselect it, and effects, soften. 100 may be enough. Let's change it to screen. That's looking a bit better. I might want one more, so I'll create one more layer, a smaller oval selection, and I'll fill this pretty much the same intense orange color. Select none, change it to screen, and soften this. Lower the opacity a little bit. The reason I lower the opacity is I really don't want to lose the flame. I usually find that anywhere between 3 and 4 layers gives me enough glow. I'm going to select all these layers and group them. It's the Control-G shortcut keys. Change the name to glow, and selecting the glow layer now, I'm going to do a free transform. So edit, free transform. Putting them all in a group just makes it easier to play around. Play with the opacity some. And as you can see, that's really all there is to adding a glow effect really around any object. In this case, around a flame, and so the glow is more of an orange red. You can also work with the layers individually to make them glow a little more or a little less. It's really all up to on what you want to accomplish and what you feel looks good. So there's a quick way to create a glow.